mean, obviously not as good as on the Blade Master, but considering he'll probably be right-clicking your hero a lot in the early game as well, it's a good drop for him. Already calling the Militia. Oh, sorry, only 2 Militia. So he's just trying to get the fastest level 2 possible for the extra mana for Bash. You'll notice I'm also creeping level 2 instead of straight harassing. At least part of that is the fact that I like having critical strike versus this strategy. I like more than having critical strike. I like having healing salves, because if he forces me, if you go in and harass at level 1, you might be able to accomplish a lot. You might be able to keep him from creeping, but inevitably you're going to take a significant amount of damage, and that damage is going to cost you in the long run, because you have to go all the way back to your base to heal, and in that time frame, he's going to expand, he's going to creep something big, etc., etc., etc. So I buy another Claws, Windwalk, and I'm going to creep the Magi. I don't know whether or not he's expanded right now, or if he's gone straight for his expansion to creep that out. Instead he's actually gone for the shop to get the boots, which is a very good move on his part as well. I get the Potion of Greater Mana. Not the drop I was looking for, to be sure. A nice drop nonetheless. Unfortunately I didn't expect him to be there with his Mountain King, so he's going to get a grunt. And luckily he's forced to burn a second bolt on it, but whatever. It's still one less grunt for me, which is no good. I go north. I know based on where he was and the damage that his Mountain King has taken that he hasn't expanded, and I know that that's his plan. That's the nice thing about when you see Mountain King, you know that he's going to be expanding. That's a pretty significant advantage. Unfortunately I'm not at full health when I come into harass. I suppose I could have waited a bit longer to get full health, but I really don't want him getting level 3, so deny the experience of that. I should have windwalked a bit faster and I would have still had the healing salve on me. He's going to dust, and he's going to catch me in the dust, unfortunately. He gets the Gloves of Haste, which is, I guess his ping can't be that bad. Anyway, I'm forced to use the Mana Pot here. Do I use it? I hope I use it. Oh, no, well, I didn't have to use it there, but I did. And I heal and run away. He does have the Boots of Speed, so I need to buy those as well. I don't want him chasing me forever. So I counter buy the Boots of Speed. Looking at my base, you're going to notice some very strange things already. You're going to notice that I already have a War Mill that's almost up, and it's you know, not even tier 2. I'm not even tier 2 and I have a War Mill up. That's unusual in itself, and it's usually, I mean, frequently I'll do it versus humans who I think are going to tower me, or I think if I've lost a grunt early, or if I've been unable to prevent him from creeping at his will, then I'll get an earlier War Mill. But regardless, not always the most important thing you can do. Versus Mountain King. It's definitely not something you would have seen me do in the Twisted Meadows game, because that's actually a pretty expensive addition, the War Mill, 210 gold, and you're trying to pump ferns or whatever. Also notice I'm upgrading Spike Barricades. It's almost as if I'm worried about a tower rush, right? Even though I already know he's started an expansion. I'm not at all worried about a tower rush, actually. Here I creep jack him. Really important for me not to lose grunts at this point. I already lost one. So you'll see, you know, it doesn't take a huge amount of micro to save that grunt, and he doesn't have enough mana to kill it, so I send it back to my base. I'm chasing the Mountain King. Really, I should be going for these footmen there. I readjust. You know you've improved a lot, by the way, when you watch replays of yourself, and usually, like, I'd watch pros and I'll say the pro should do this based on what I see in the replay, and 9 times out of 10 they do what I think they should be doing. And then I watch my replays and I say I should be doing this, and I'm not. But recently I've actually been doing what I think I should be doing, so that's good. I've improved. Looking at my base, Demolisher going out. So at this point you've probably been clued in. Grunts, Raids, Demolishers, and a Shadow Hunter being built, and I'm going to go Wards first on that Shadow Hunter. Looking at my base, I also have those really intimidating, cool-looking Spike Barricades. Very, very useful. If you haven't been made aware of it yet, my plan is to tower rush him, and it's been helped a lot by the fact that I just got a Wand of Lightning Shield drop, which is excellent versus human, put it that way. I see his footman here. I have enough mana. I should just take out these 2 red footmen. He doesn't have an arcane tower up in there, so I could do it without losing my hero, and it would be a huge bonus for me to fight him with this tower rush and not have to worry about the footman I'm going to have to take down. Obviously, if he just has a Mountain King and Militia, then I'm not too afraid of, you know, fighting him. I buy an invulnerability potion on the Blade Master. The reason for that, even though he'll probably be full health by the time we fight, is that I know that that's one of the first things he's going to think to focus down. Because if he sees me tower rushing and he can force a port, or kill my Blade Master, which is my main source of damage, he's in pretty good shape. And the fact that I'm sure by now he has level 3 Mountain King, yep, level 3 Mountain King, it's going to make hero focusing pretty easy to do on his part. So, invulnerability potion. So ward's going up already. You want to have at least 3 wards up by the time he comes in. It makes a difference. And I take out the shop as soon as possible. He's not tier 2, so it's not like he could heal like that, but it is his only source of healing. And you notice at his expansion he immediately builds a second shop. Very important that he does that. Taking out farms, probably not going to be able to do serious damage taking out farms, but regardless. Force port, he's blocked off his base, which means it's going to be very, see, I was ready, focuses my hero right away, which is the good move on his part. And unfortunately he gets a bash, so I'm forced to use that invulnerability potion. Notice right after I use it, I healing salve myself as well. There's a reason for that. I really shouldn't have lost my Blade Master here, but regardless. So he gets level 4 on the Blade Master kill, and I have a hard time getting this. I luckily get off one more. Look at this, ensnare, sort of partial surround, and then watch. Another surround, and then I don't know if you guys saw that, the ward blocks off the last part of the to close the surround. Very useful little trick right there. Should be ensnaring. There we go. And taking down the footman I can take down. I took down his altar, or it's about to go down. Anyways, I have it's my next priority to focus that down. That's going to force him to tavern his hero, which is always good because then it doesn't come out full health, and because it costs him significantly more gold to do that. Taking out farms after the demolishers take out that altar, I'm going to be taking down the towers next, hopefully from a safe distance. The idea behind taking down the farms is that I just don't want him to be able to mass an army of air. I'm sure he's banked something by now. Yeah, he has 700 gold banked. But that's pre-using. Is that pre-using? No. Yeah, that was before using the tavern hero, so now he only has 300 gold. So I'm in obviously very good shape in that I'm forcing him to waste all his expansion gold on repairing his main. I have pretty aggressively placed towers, taking down his stuff. My demolisher is doing a very good job taking down his towers. Remember to attack ground on the towers to do some splash damage to the peasants. And even if you have to, right-click the peasants and take them out one by one from a safe distance with the demolishers is always an option. Taking down the barracks just because I don't want. One option he would have would be massing footmen. It's not the best thing, but he could get to 50 foot of footmen pretty quickly, and with defend. Anyways, the less footmen he has, the better. I make a horrible mistake here, and I trap my own Shadow Hunter. He bolts it. You see that level 2 bolt, not even level 3 bolt, just takes me down pretty quickly. Thankfully, the towers are up though. And I do have spike barricades, so I'm pretty confident he's not going to be taking those down. Demolishers do some decent damage to footmen, so you'll see me focusing down his footmen with the demolishers. The splash damage is actually quite helpful. And at this point, he really doesn't know what to focus. I'm going to be repairing the demolishers. I should move this raider, I hope. No, I guess not. Yeah, too late. Anyways, as you can see, that was pretty much to my advantage, that fight, even though I lost the Shadow Hunter. I took down all his footmen.